now so that you don't have to come and faff around with that. All right, my love. So if you just get yourselves laying down, I will sort out the screen, etc. So we're going to be in our relaxation position to begin with. Okay. So hopefully we all know what that means, but if not, we're going to be taking our feet planted down into the ground with our knees bent. Our feet and knees will be hip distance apart. The terms of where your feet need to be in relation to your body, we're thinking about our foot size and a half. So we don't want to be super tight. We don't want to be stretched out of the hip flexors. We want them in a comfortable position. So about our foot size and a half. Then we are going to move up to our knees and make sure that they're shining up to the ceiling for me, and that they are parallel and hip distance. So they're not knocking in towards each other. They're not rocking out to the side. So we've got a slight bit of tension, a little bit of activity in our legs to just keep them in the right place. Next area we move up to are our hips, and we're going to take a couple of hip tucks or pelvic tucks, just pressing our low back into the mat so that your pelvis peels slightly backwards, then roll it back to neutral. We're not going to go in the opposite direction today. So we're just going to tuck, having that press of our pelvis into the mat, and then roll the pelvis back to neutral. 2 more times like that, just easing out and tuning into that area. And the bits we've already set, so our legs, our feet, our knees, are going to stay still. Last one, roll the pelvis back and then roll it forward into neutral. Now, for some of us, our spines might be pressed heavily into the mat. Some of us, we might have a gap. I have a little bit of a gap in my low back, because I've got quite a bendy back. We move to our ribs. We make sure that they're nice and heavy as well. So we feel that drawstring tightening around the lower ribs. So we have this small abdominal connection, but as you can hear, I can still talk. You should still be able to breathe with just that tightening around the bottom of the ribs. We open the shoulders and squeeze our shoulder blades together, keeping the tightening, keeping the pelvis in neutral, hips, knees, feet, nice and level. So there's quite a lot going on, even though we're just lying here. Back of the head, just pressing it down into the mat. And I want you to close down the eyes for the first section if you haven't already. We're going to take 3 breaths. That's all we're going to be doing. We're going to be inhaling and widening our ribs. Exhaling and drawing that drawstring closed again. 2 more. Inhale and widen those ribs. Exhale and close. 1 more time. Inhale and widen. Exhale and close. Lovely. Blink open the eyes now. We're going to inhale and reach our fingertips forward so they hover slightly off the floor. Keep inhaling as you reach your arms back up and over by your ears in your rib cage closure. Exhale, press the arms forward and down they come back by your sides. Nice, simple movement. Inhale, reaching forward, up and over as they get overhead. We have to deepen that abdominal connection. We exhale, press forward. So imagine it's not air, but something heavy you're pressing down. 3 more times. Inhaling. Ribs expand. Exhale. Ribs close. That's it. 2 more times, guys. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, pressing and coming forward. Beautiful stuff. Lovely. Last time, guys. Inhale, up and over. Really nice. Good. Exhale and press those arms forward for me. Lovely. We're going to add on a spine curl. So we start with that pelvic tuck we were doing before and we increase it. So we inhale. Exhale, pelvic tuck, then start to lift the hips up off the mat. The lower back peels off, the ribs peel off, the head, shoulders, and feet are the only things left on the mat. We reach our arms back up and over by our ears in that rib cage closure. We leave the arms where they are as we roll through the ribs, through the waist, through the hips, and then we press our arms down by our sides. Goes body, then arms, body, then arms. Exhale, tucking, rolling and moving those hips up off the mat incrementally. When you get to the top, those arms reach up and over. They hover just a few millimeters off the floor. Reach your hands back as your ribs roll down, your waist rolls, your hips roll, and we press those arms down by our sides. Keep it going. Tucking the pelvis, rolling our way up, making sure our knees and feet don't change. Reach those arms back by our ears. Lovely. Feel like you're being stretched as you roll the body down. And then your arms come by your sides to join you. One more time. That's it. Sarah got cramp already. That's it. Sarah, rolling up. That's it. Good. Engaging those hamstrings. Well done. Reach the arms back and try and move those bodies and arms separately. I know it's tempting. Good. After this last one, you're going to leave your arms down by your sides. Nice. Well done. We're going to roll up and hold. Breathing in. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, roll it up, hold it here. Keep your arms by your sides, and if anything, bring them in narrower so you can squeeze your shoulder blades together and you can feel your triceps pressing into the mat. We're going to lift the right heel and we lower it down. Nice and simple. Lift the left heel and lower it down. So your one knee gets higher than the other. One hip does not get higher than the other. So if you want to place your hands on your hips, keeping your upper arms on the mat, you can just check what's going on in those hips as you alternate between the heels. 3 more. So just making sure everything stays level. 2 more. Well done. Good. And last one. Nice. Okay. If you can, we move that to a single knee fold. So you lift your heel, you lift the knee up into a single knee fold, making sure the hips don't change. We place the foot back down. Left heel lifts. We peel off, feeling that pressure in the right glute, and then bringing it back down to the floor. Keep it going. If you want to stick with just heel lifts, that's fine. And moving that thigh away. Good. Peel the left heel up into a knee fold and bringing it back down. 4 more, guys. So the knee fold itself, nice and simple, keeping everything else still, level, a little bit more challenging. 3 more times. Peeling in. Lovely. And replacing. Last 2, 1 on each leg. Nice. Good. Last time. Well done. Roll your way back down to the mat, tucking and pulling those knees in. Lovely. Getting a little bit of a relief in your low back now after that slightly more intense section. Well done, guys. Good. Okay, we're going to focus on that arm movement we were doing, the rib cage closure. Bring your feet back down to neutral, back down to your relaxation position. And we're going to reach our arms back by our ears as our starting position. So remember, they're active. They're not just flop to the floor, they're active. If you suffer with any neck problems, please bring one hand behind your head, and then after 4, you're going to swap to the other hand. So what we're going to be doing is pressing our arms forward to shoulder level. Keep tucking the chin in now and peel off the upper body rather than the lower body, pressing the arms to the same position where we were in our spine curls. We haven't tucked our pelvis at all. It's stayed neutral. You're going to stay curled up as your arms come to your ears and then roll your way back down. Again, breathing in. Exhale, push your arms forward first, then follow tucking the chin in, sliding the head back, come up and over, pressing the arms by our sides, checking our hips, making sure we haven't lifted and squeezed our hips towards us. Stay exactly where you are as your arms move back to the ears and roll your way back down. Nice and controlled, simple but effective. Press the arms forward, slide the chin in, roll your way up and find that upper body curl. Lower body stays still. Inhale the arms back and roll it back down to the floor. Well done. So change hands if you had a hand supporting your head. You're going to do 4 more of these, still in sequence. Those arms, then the body, the arms, then the body.
Really important to not overload the neck and to use the upper abdominals. Beautiful, guys, really good control. And try not to squeeze our glutes and tuck our pelvis. We want to focus on those upper abdominals. So your body will do everything possible to use the lots of muscles rather than just one. And we've got to train it to just use these upper abdominals. Good. 2 more times, guys. Reach those arms up. Well done. Lovely. Curling up. Really nice. Taking the arms back and then rolling back down. This is the last time. Keep it going. Breathing in. Well done. Good. Rolling back down for me. And good. Just let the arms flop, everything I told you not to do. Your ribs can probably expand a little bit, and just drop your knees side to side, swinging. No control here. Just give the lower back a little break before we go back into it. So bringing those feet and knees back to neutral. You're going to bring your arms down by your sides, and we're going to go into our double knee fold position. So folding the right knee in, folding the left knee in. Those knees and feet are separated, okay? So imagine you're holding something between your knees. Now we reach the arms back by the ears on our inhale. Exhale, push the arms forward, nod the head, roll ourselves up. Just 6 this time with the double knee fold. Stay curled up as the arms come back to our ears. Then we roll our way back down. So that sequence just the same. Press the arms forward first. Nod the head, peel up and reach forward. Good. Stay curled up. Don't let the arms come back if your head is not between them. Good. Don't let the head go down first. We don't get that extra work. Press the arms forward. Nod. Staying there. Bring the arms to the ears. Beautiful. And roll it back. We've got these legs to contend with now as well. Make sure your knees are directly above your hips. They're not pulled into your tummies. Your shins are parallel to the ceiling and the floor. They're not flopping down. Nice. Last one coming up, you guys. Well done. Lovely. Next time you're lying down, I want you to stay there. Don't fully relax like we did before. Just keep those arms reaching back. Keep those knees and feet separated. We're going to go all together, curling up and holding. Breathe in. Exhale, press the arms forward, nod the head, roll yourself up. We're all together in our curl up. Remember, one hand can always go behind the head if we're feeling the strain. Tap that right side forward. The toe might find the floor. Pull it back in. Tap the left thigh forward. The toe might find the floor, but really focus on it coming from the hips. 4, 6, and coming in. And 5, coming in nice. 4 more. Lovely stuff. Well done. And 3, watch the leg that stays still. Last 2, make sure it is staying still. Good. And last one. Well done. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll your way back. Wonderful stuff, guys. Really, really nice. Breathing in. Exhaling. Lovely. Stretch your legs fully out now. Bringing those legs together, maybe pointing the toes if that feels natural to you, or flexing the feet if that feels better. So we want to be active in our legs, whichever way comes naturally to you. We're going to go into our roll-ups. If you need help in your roll-up, you can always hold onto the sides of the thighs. So we're going to reach our arms back by our ears on our inhale like we've been doing the whole time. Exhale, press the arms forward. Nod the head, tuck that chin, and follow your fingernails as you roll your way up and over, reaching into your spine, stretch, and then restacking back up to the top again. Breathing in, exhale, pull the abdominals back, reach the fingertips forward so it comes from the pelvis. Lovely. So head is further forward than your hips. Then we roll back and take those arms back by our ears. Inhaling here. Exhale, push the arms forward first. Follow those fingertips with your eye line, rolling up, finding those sticky sections and working through them. Come up and over. Imagine there's that big beach ball on your thighs and you're draping your body over the top, Restack to your L shape first. Imagine someone's holding your fingers and you're resisting through your ribs, through your abdominals. We're not sinking, we're resisting. We're getting that elastic feeling from fingers to our spines. Lovely, guys. Try not to take the tension in our shoulders when we're finding it tough. You're all doing really well. Well done. Keep it going. Excellent. Scooping everything up and over. That's it. So we're halfway. We're doing 3 more. We've got options for variations. If you want to make it harder, you can reach those arms by your ears and leave them there. So we can roll back with those arms by the ears and they stay there for the roll up too. You could try both directions with the arms by the ears. If one is too tricky, you can just go with the other. Coming up with the arms by the ears does involve quite an intense recruitment of those abdominals. You want to know where you're finding that extra strength from. 2 more times, guys. Well done. Don't worry if you're at a different place to me. That's it. Nice. We're going to finish seated. Very good, effortlessly. That's it. Well done. So I think we've got 1 more and then we finish seated. Maybe this is your second one. If so, you can just relax in your seated position. And once we're all up seated, we'll go on to our next exercise. That's it. I can literally see your brains working. Shall I go back for another one? No, I'm going to stay seated here. Well, good choice. Good choice. All right, we're going to separate our feet just a little, just to mat distance apart, flexing the feet definitely now, even if you had them pointed before. We reach our arms forward. From here, we're doing just the spine stretch section that we were doing within our roll up. So we're coming from the center once again. That beach ball is in front of us. We inhale, we exhale, nod our head, reach up and over and just reach those arms through the center of the legs, getting a nice low back stretch. We're then going to roll back and lift up. So if you imagine we did those curl ups on the floor, from the floor up to halfway. We're now from seated, we're rolling up and over, nodding our heads, but it's the same action of our spine, reaching our fingertips forward. We're not rolling backwards now, we're coming up and over, and then restacking and lengthening up. So it's not as challenging because we're going with gravity. We inhale, exhale, nodding the head, but it's just as good for our vertebrae and our spinal mobility, reaching the arms forward, looking to our abdominals, good. And then rolling back up again. We're going to add a little bit extra now. So we inhale, we exhale, nod our heads, we roll forward, we hold here. I want you to swing your body over to your left foot. Reach your left arm behind, your right arm onto that left foot with a little twist. You're going to do 2 little pulses here, reaching forward, forward, roll back, and open your arms out to the side. You're going to nod your head. You're going to the other side, swinging the right arm behind you, your left arm over to your right foot. We do 2 little pulses, forward, forward, restack, coming up to the center. So we add the rotation first, pull the abdominals back, reach, 2 little pulses, forward, forward, and then roll it back up again. Well done, guys. Rotating to the left and up and over, and 1, 2, and restack back. 1 more on each side. My arms are starting to hurt. Coming out to the side, lovely, up and over, little pulse, 1, 2, and roll it back to the center. Last time, little twist to the right side. Come back up and over, pulse, pulse, back to the center and lower those arms down. Well done. Really nice, guys. Give your legs a little shake. I know it's not always the most comfortable position for everybody. We're going to now bring the soles of our feet together. Let our knees drop to the side. Once again, this is very different for all of us. Some of us have a nice long distance. Some of us can feel comfortable with those heels in tight. What we want to be able to do is our knees to not be straining, not using our inner thighs to hold our knees in place. If you need to elevate yourself, that's fine. We clap our hands in front, making a point. So we're going to build on that rotation with our bow and arrow. We're going to go to the right first. So we're going to inhale, exhale, draw your right arm up your left arm, bringing your hand to your chest. Rotate to the right side,
extend the arm back, and then close everything back together with a long arm. Same side again. Drawing the arm up on our inhale. Exhale, rotate. Then extend the arm behind you from your chest and close everything back down. So really think about the bow and arrow, why it's called that. Draw the arm up to the chest, so that right arm's coming up to your chest. You're pressing your chest open with that arm. Extend it out and close. We go to the other side. So now the right arm is staying still, the left arm does all the work. Draw that left arm up to your chest. Press the chest open with the left arm. Extend it out and close it back in. So you should always have one arm in front of you. Draw that left arm up. Good. Press the chest open. Extend it behind you and close. Last time, you guys. Drawing the arm up. Well done. Pressing the chest open. Extending back and coming together. Really nice. Reach both arms up by your ears. Interlace your hands, bring them behind your head. Elbows out nice and wide, pressing your head into your hands. We're going to go for rotation here. Inhaling. Exhale, rotating to the right, growing taller, maybe feeling we can go further now without the weight of the arms in front of us. Inhale back to the center. Exhaling to the other side, growing taller as we rotate and rolling back to the center. Lower body is still. We make it nice and smooth. We keep moving side to side and drawing it back through the middle. 3 more times. The eyes scan that horizon line, rotating and coming back to the center. Last 2 times, guys. Drawing up, up, up as you twist, keeping the shoulders down, down, down. Coming back through the center. Lovely. Try and keep those elbows level, opposite one another, pulling away from one another and back to the middle. Last little spine stretch forward. Nod your head, round the spine, look to your abdominals. The weight of the hands just give you that little extra neck stretch, but take it slowly and roll the way back up again. Reach those arms out to the side. Well done. Bring them down by your sides. Nice. You're going to completely cross your legs now. If this is really uncomfortable, stretch your legs out instead. Just find a comfortable seated position. Nice side stretch so we can move our spine in all different directions. We're going to reach that right arm up by our ears, slide the left arm out, reaching over into a simple side stretch. But you're going to hold here. You're going to push the opposite hip away so that you really get the stretch in the ribs. You don't want to be lifting everything to that side. Softness in your left elbow, push off the floor and come back up to the center, bringing that left arm up by your ear. Slide the right arm out, bending the elbow. Push that left hip down. Good, glue it to the floor. Push off. We go 1 more each side. Really satisfying side stretch. We probably haven't done much side to side movement if we've been sitting and not being too active. Push off, inhaling back up and using the floor. Good. And coming back to the center. Well done, guys. We're going into side lying now. So just go to whichever side you can see me best. And then on the other side, you can either change and look away from me, or you can swing your cameras around, whatever you want. But just make sure the first time you can definitely see me. So we're propping ourselves up onto our elbow. So we've got the underneath of our armpit, our upper arm on the mat. We make sure our head and our hips are in that straight line. We pull our ribs in and bring our feet to that slight front corner of our mat. So we're not in a dead straight line. We're in a very shallow L shape if I was looking at you from above. Your spare hand, whichever one that might be, depending which side you've rolled, can come in front of you on your fingertips, can come onto your hip to check they're not rolling. It can come behind your head if you know that that's where you usually put it. Can change between those as we go. You're going to turn your legs out. Your heels will be together, your toes apart with pointed toes.
You're then going to flex the top foot, kick up, keeping the waist nice and long. You point the toe at the top and squeeze those inner thighs together as you come down. So flex that foot. You can use the floor to begin with, kicking up. We don't want to be rolling back to make room for our leg. Point the toe and squeeze it down. So if you're especially flexible, it's really hard not to just roll back and make room for that nice hamstring stretch. If you feel confident, challenge yourself with your arm position. So we're really using the side of the body. We've got 5 more. So we're doing 8 kicks in total, lifting and pointing the toe and squeezing back. If you have your hand on your hip, it can help keep your waist nice and long, and you can literally feel whether your hip is dropping into your waist or not, or rolling forwards and backwards. 3 more times, guys. Flexing that foot, really feel that extra stretch away through the flex. And as you point, just activating the quad. Nice to come down. Lovely. 2 more times. Flexing and lifting. You all really nicely got your chins away from your chest. Well done. Good. And our last one. Flexing and lifting. Well done. And pointing and lowering back down. Beautiful. Flex your feet now and make your toes point forward rather than turning them out. So everything is parallel. Same options with our hands. We're going to lift the leg to hip height and we're going to kick it up to at least 90 degrees in front of us. We point the toe here and then kick it behind us. We won't have as much space behind us and we won't have as much range of motion behind us. We flex the foot and kick it forwards, finding that hamstring stretch. We point the toe and we squeeze it behind us, really tempting to roll forwards and roll backwards as we do it, again, to make room for our legs. We try not to. We point that toe and we squeeze it back. So we've got 5 more of these again. Maybe experiment with your hand positions, adding on to those abdominals. That's it. And squeezing back. Well done. Keep it going. Halfway through now. Well done. Pointing and squeezing the glute behind you. Nice. 3 more times. Good. Last 2 coming up. Squeezing it behind you. Last time. Well done. Really nice, guys. Now you're going to kick in front of you and then bend your knee, place your foot down and turn your toe to the end of your mat. You can use your hand to physically press your knee back and then you're going to point the underneath toe so that we can activate the inner thigh. From here, we're going to try and squeeze and lift the underneath leg and lower it back down again. Squeeze and lift that underneath leg, lowering it back down. Remember to bring the chin away from the chest. Doesn't matter if the leg doesn't lift very far, as long as we can feel that inner thigh squeezing and lowering. 4 more times, guys. Press and squeeze and lower it. Nice. 3 more. Press and squeeze. Good. And lower. 2 more times. Pressing and squeezing. Good. Last one. We press and squeeze. And nice. Leaving your foot where it is. Just slide it down in front of your shin rather than in front of your thigh. That might be where it was anyway. Sit yourself up so that you're onto your hand rather than on the side of your body. Reaching the opposite hand to rest on top of the knee. Now we're going to go into a side plank here. So we're going to press into our front foot. I'll show you first. We're going to lift up. This underneath leg pulls in as you come up and over and then slides away. So depending on what kind of surface you're on, that slide might not happen very easily. So you might want to come forward, like I have a different floor so I can slide it up and over, but it's totally up to you. You don't have to. Also, this foot position will be different for us all. Some of us might feel more comfortable with it longer. Some of us might feel more comfortable with it up high. So we'll just do a couple and then you'll see. So we're rolling forward reaching our arms out. We breathe in. Exhale, push into that foot. Lift and drag your underneath leg up, balancing on the outside of the foot. Get that side stretch we practiced, and then sliding away again. 3 more times. If this really isn't working for you, you can bend both knees and lift up and over this way instead, coming back down. Nice, guys. Good. Lovely. If you know how to do it and you're confident, really try and get your feet close together when you're in the top of that rainbow. So you really try and slide the leg in nice and far towards your foot. That's it. Those hips become nice and high. Well done. Lovely stuff. Good. Really nice, guys. We're going to do 5. So I think we're on about 4. Well done. Lovely. And fully relaxing after that last one. Well done. When you have finished, just stack your knees and feet one on top of the other. Hold on to the ankle and stretch in the opposite direction. Coming up and over. Nice. Good. All right, we're going to roll back onto our backs now before we do the other side. So rolling down to the floor, we're going to have a lovely interval to do our series of 5. If you know what that means, you'll know what a lovely interval that's going to be. So we're going to do 5 exercises in sequence. But before we do, we're going to go through them slowly, just so we know what we're doing, and then we'll do it without a pause. So we start off with our single leg stretches. So we start with a double knee fold. You can go through them with me, or you can just watch. We can bring ourselves up. We pull the right knee in, take the left leg away, and we're going to be changing one leg, then the other leg, okay? That's single leg stretch. Double leg stretch. We connect our toes together, our knees wide. We reach our fingertips forward. We stretch our legs and arms out. Then we press everything back in again. Stretch the legs out, and we come back in again. Nice. We then stretch our legs up to the ceiling, lower our head down, and we're doing our legs lifting and lowering, pointing our toes at the bottom and bringing back up. We flex the feet, we lower, we point our toes, and we come back up again. We then come back up to our curl up, grabbing hold of our right leg, lowering our left leg again, but we're going into our scissors. We do 2 little pulses with the leg coming towards the face. Pulse, pulse, and change. Pulse, pulse, and change. Try not to pulse the lower leg, just the leg coming closer to you, and change, pulse, pulse. Whichever leg you're holding on to at the last one, we bend it. We bring our hands behind our heads. We rotate armpit to elbow. We go into scissors to finish, switching side to side each time. Not scissors, crisscross, sorry. And you can relax. So those are our 5 exercises. Most of you thinking, yeah, I did know all of those after all. We go through, we do approximately 8 of each one. My counting's never to be relied upon. And, 8 sets, 8 individual, who knows? So we'll just, see how we get on. We try and do it without a break. For any of the curling up sections, if your head and neck start to feel it, do the legs and not the curl up. So don't worry about staying curled up the whole time. So it's about the stamina of our abdominals, and I believe in you guys. So starting from relaxation position, bring your legs into their double knee fold position, knees and feet separated. We inhale. We exhale, nod our head, reach our fingertips forward, and off we go. Right leg comes in, and change, and change, and change, and change, and change. We're going to do 8 more. Going 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Good. 4, and 3, and 2. Single leg stretch done. Connect the toes together, knees apart, reach your hands forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. And reach, and forward, good, and reach, pull those knees in, and reach. We're halfway with this one. 4 more, reach it, pull it in. For 3 more, well done. Last 2, that's it. Last 1, extend your legs to the ceiling, heads down, flex your feet, turn out, lower down, and point and lift. Flex and lower. Now, if you need to, bend your knees and don't lower the legs too far. Flex and lower, especially if those low backs are coming into plank. Flex and lower. Point and lift. 4 more times. Flex and lower. Point and lift. 3 more. Flex lower. And point and lift. 2 more. Flex and lower. And point and lift. Last one. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Lower the left leg. Pull the right leg. Post, post, change. Left post, post, change. And post, post, change. Post, post, change. 4 more. We post, post, change. We post, post, we post, post, change. Last one. Post, post. Bend that left knee. We're going crisscross to finish. And 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. We've got one more set after this, going 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Last 4, and 3, and 2. Relax it down. Fantastic, guys. Well done. Really, really good. Do whatever feels nice for your body. Knees dropping in, knees to the side, hugging the knees all the way in. Whatever works for you. Having that big breath, because even though we're supposed to breathe during our series of 5, we end up just holding our breath to get through it. And then you're going to arrange yourself however you like to do the other side for side lying. So that might be swinging your legs round, it might be turning around, it might be moving your camera. Whatever works so that you're not doing the same leg twice is fine by me. So make sure your head is at the other end of the mat, or whatever you're rolling. You bring your feet slightly forward once again. So you're in that shallow diagonal position. Hand position options are the same. Turn the toes out. So the heels are together, the toes are apart. Flex that top foot. Kick it away, lift it up, trying to maintain the length in your waist. Really hard to do. Point and squeeze those legs together again. Flexing the foot. Kicking away, draw the abdominals in, point and squeeze those inner thighs together. Flex that foot, so nice and slow and controlled. No rush, point and squeeze. Looking good, guys, well done. Flexing, lifting and pointing and closing. 4 more times. Maybe experiment with your hand positions if you're feeling confident. Good. Well done. 2 more. Sorry, 3 more. Good. Well done. 2 more now. Lovely. Good. Last time. We're lifting. And well done, guys. Good. We turn and flex our feet so we make sure we haven't got any turnout going on. We're going to lift the leg to hip height, and we're going to maintain the same distance between our thighs, whether our leg is in front of us or behind us. We drive that leg up, pull the abdominals in and point the toe and squeeze the glute to come back. That's it. Flex the foot. So you might need to adjust your hand for the first few. Point the toe and squeeze, taking it back. Keep that going, guys. Flexing and driving the foot forward. I know it's quite a big movement in our spaces at home. Might not all have the space side to side. I don't. I've kicked a good few things. That's it. Well done. Lovely. Nice, guys. We're halfway with this one. Really feeling each part of the movement. The underneath leg is just as important as the one that's moving for stability. Good. Trying not to rock forwards and backwards in the upper body. Really hard to do. Point and squeeze it back. That's it. 2 more times. Driving forward and squeezing. Lovely. Last one. Driving it forward. Good. And squeezing back. Well done, guys. Drive that leg forward once again. Bend at the knee, catching and placing it just in front or the middle of our thigh. Pushing the knee back, pushing the toe towards the end of the mat. So it's really, again, easy to roll back here. So we physically press our knee back, point the toes on that underneath leg. Chin away from chest as we squeeze the inner thigh, lifting the leg and lowering down. So our inner thigh lift first, no side planks yet, drawing up and lowering down. Squeezing that inner thigh and lowering it. Good, squeezing and lowering. 4 more times, engaging, that's it. And lowering down. Then we go for 3 more and lowering, good. Last 2, that's it, nice. And last 1. Well done, guys. Now we can go into that side plank. So bringing yourself up to seated, lowering your foot down to shin or ankle level, whatever works for you. Taking those hips up, so tempting to literally sit on our bottoms, resting your long arm on top of your knee. Think about that diagonal line this time from shoulder to hip. You're going to make it a vertical line. So you're going to breathe in. Exhale, push into the front foot, lift up and over, make that rainbow arch, and then slide the leg away. So you might find your foot was too high up, lower it down, breathe in, and push into that foot, gather the feet together and try and get your hip as high as you can, and sliding back down again. Keep going, guys. Lifting up and over, lovely, well done. And lowering back down again 2 more times for me. Good, up and over. That's it, nice. Well done. This last one you're going to hold up and over. You're going to roll into a high plank position. That's it. Draw one knee in, draw the other knee in, and sit back to a child's pose position. Stretch your arms forward. Well done, guys. Good. Really nice. Let the head relax. Breathe in, nice wide through the ribs. Exhaling. Good. We're going to come to 4-point kneeling now, so we shouldn't be too far away. We're going to press those hands down into our mat, spreading our fingers. We're going to let the insides of the elbows face one another rather than the front of our mat. So we get a little bit of rotation in our upper arms, engaging down the side of our bodies. Push our spine up between our shoulder blades and then bring your knees together. So really it's 3-point kneeling, knees together, and those 2 further points are your hands. We're going to slide the right leg away, keeping the tops of the toes on the floor for now. We're going to just bring that left hand behind us, check the back of the hips, make sure we haven't sunk into that right hip in our movement. Bring the hand back down. We're going to thread the needle, but with this kind of off-center position. So we open the left arm out to the side, just in line with our shoulder. We're then going to rotate our ribs, opening to the left. Then we rotate back round, folding our hand underneath, bending the right elbow and rotating to the right side. We draw it back to the center, open the arm to the side to finish. Good, so the rotation comes now, opening to the left, inhaling. Exhale, fold underneath. Bend that right elbow so that you can get closer to the floor. Inhale it back to the center, finishing with the arm at the side, you're back in neutral. 2 more times. Now think about the hips as you lift the left side of the ribs. Don't let the right hip drop. You rotate back underneath. Don't let the right hip open. So the right hip's got to stay still all the time. Draw it back to the middle. We've got 2 more. If you'd like to, lift that right leg. Try it with a lifted leg. Or if you're struggling here, don't worry. Keep the foot on the floor. So now we have that extra work in our abdominals. 1 more time. Good. Open the arm. Lifting from the ribs. Good. And rotating underneath with that leg lifted, possibly. Well done. Come back to 4-point kneeling. Draw the knee in and take that child's pose. Roll your wrist forward. You're probably your right wrist feeling it a bit more than your left, given that your left didn't really touch the floor. To support yourself on that right side. Well done. Before we go to the other side, we're going to go to an elbow plank hold. So coming forward, elbows on the mat, spreading your fingers, nose between your thumbs, Step your right leg out wide. Step your left leg out wide, dropping the hips down to make a beautiful straight line. This is where the cameras help. You can check. And we're going to hold it here for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7. Lovely. 4, 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Good. 2 and 1. Knees come down. Rock back through the child's pose and up to 4-point kneeling, squeezing our legs back together. From here, we slide the left leg out. And again, do all of those quick checks. So with the insides of the elbows facing each other, the pelvis very slightly tucked. You're not letting your ribs flare out. The spine is pushing up between the shoulder blades. So for the moment, the left toes rest on the floor, but whenever you want to lift them, you can. Open the right arm out to the side. Feel the right shin pressing heavier down into the mat. Rotate from the ribs, not the hips, lifting up. Exhale, fold the hand underneath and rotate. Try not to let the left hip come with you. Inhale back to center, opening the arm to the side. Imagine that arm is in a cast, it can't move independently. We rotate from the ribs, the arm doesn't just fling to the ceiling. Now that arm is released from its cast as it bends and comes underneath. We've got 3 more, totally up to you if you want to lift that leg. Well done. Just adding that challenge, reaching and folding underneath to find that twist. Lovely. Spiraling, really important part of our mobility in our spines. Yes, guys, lovely. Really nice. Exhale to fold it underneath. Last one coming up. Really good. Reaching. Yes. Lovely sequences, guys. Well done. And drawing back to that 4-point kneeling position. Separate the knees, roll those wrists forward once again. Well done. And we'll take another elbow plank hold. So lower the forearms down, spread the fingers, rock your body forward so your nose is hovering just over the thumbs. Step the right leg out wide, step the left leg out wide, lowering the hips so you make a beautiful straight line. We hold for 10 and 9. Good. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Knees come down, rock back. This time we're going to come up to a downward dog. So I said we weren't standing, and technically we're not standing. So we're coming up to our downward dog. Feet are now slightly narrower than they were for your elbow plank. Those hands are forward, you're in your diagonal line. We're going to rock forward to high plank in 2 counts. So we come forward for 2, hips lift, up for 2. Well done. Forward for 2, hips lift, up for 2. Keep going. Forward for 2, that's it, and up for 2. Well done. Forward for 2 and up 4 more times. Come over it for 2. Nice. Up for 2. 3 more. Over for 2. Good. Up for 2. Last 2. Forward, working these shoulders and up. That's it. Nice. Last time. Over and coming up. Hold your downward dog. Well done. If you need to drop it down to a child's pose in between, that's absolutely fine. We're going to add a push-up. So we're going to come over to plank, bend our elbows, straighten our elbows, and come back to downward dog. Options here are that we can pop the knees down into our push-up if we want to. If our wrists are feeling it, then you can do just the push-ups if you'd like to, or you can come down onto your elbows and come forward and backwards on your elbows into dolphins, okay? So it's completely up to you, 2 options there. Starting from downward dog, we come over for 2, bend those elbows, straighten those elbows, go back for 2, come forward for 2, we bend and straighten, come back up. Good, guys. 4 more times. Over for 2, we bend and straighten and up. We're halfway. 3 more times. Over for 2. We bend and straighten. Good. Try and keep their heads in line. 2 more. Come up and over. Just the elbows bend and straighten. Lovely. Back. Well done. Keep going. Last time for 2. That's it. We bend and straighten. We come up and drop our knees down, guys. Well done. Roll those wrists over. Brilliant stuff. Well done. We haven't quite finished in our little plank sequence. We've got 1 more left. It's from the elbows though, so no more wrists. We're going to be stretching our arms out 1 at a time in front of us. I'll show you whilst you're relaxing. We're going to bring our hands together this time. We step out wide into that elbow plank hold we were practicing. We reach one arm forward, back, and in. Opposite arm forward, back, and in. Can all be done on the knees. So you take that little bit of pressure out, forward, back, and in. Okay, we're going to do it 6 times in total. So find your elbow plank, guys. Choose whichever arm you want to do first. Here we go. Reach it forward and back together. Change sides. Forward and back together. Reach forward and back together. Reach forward and back together. 2 more. Reach forward and back. Yes, together. Last one. Forward and back. And yes, guys, don't worry, I'm not going to make you go up onto your elbows or hands again. We're going to come to completely to prone. Just going to take the microphone in front of us because otherwise I squash it with my boobs, basically. So we're going to come down. Take those legs again, mat distance apart. That's a lie. Ignore what I've just said. Bring your legs together and let your heels drop out to the side. So your toes are together, your heels dropping out to the side. You bring your arms down by your side. Tuck your head in. I'm not going to tuck mine in, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. From here, we have that little check of our bodies. We make sure that our ribs are nice and connected like they have been when we've been up in or lying on our backs. We tuck our pelvis slightly so we have that little gap or that feeling of a gap underneath our tummies, and our lower back isn't just being weighted and pressured down to the ground. The moment we've got our toes together, our heels wide, giving us room to rotate our thigh bones. We're going to go from here, forehead down onto the mat. Slide the nose forward, looking at the space just beyond your nose. Roll the heels together, roll the palms together and shine the chest forward. Try and get those fingertips to reach your heels, finding length. We then open the heels, open the palms and tuck that head back in. Breathing in. Exhale, slide the nose forward first. Find a position to look at just in front of your nose. Turn those heels, turn those palms, and you just get higher. You don't lift that chin and put it forward. You just move further away from the spot. Open the heels, open the hands, and down you come. 3 more times. Well done. Nose comes forward first, squeezing. Lovely. So the aim isn't to get as high as you possibly can, is to feel length from your big toes to the crown of your head and extend the space between the vertebrae. That's it. On the way down, on the way up, you're narrowing that space. Good. Well done. Lovely, guys. Try and keep those feet on the floor, even though the heels are rolling together. That's it. 1 more time for me. Breathing in. Exhaling to roll and lengthen the chest forward. Lovely. And back down. We come again. Really nice job, guys. From here, reach round your left hand to your left foot and just pull that heel in, finding a nice quad stretch. Well done. Breathing in here and exhaling. Good. Releasing, switch to the other side. So reach the right hand round, pull that heel in, Obviously, if you have any knee issues, you can't quite get to your foot, that's fine. You can prop yourself up a little bit higher. That's it. Or if you've got cramp. That's it. Well done, guys. Releasing for me. Really nice. Press your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring yourself up to 4-point kneeling. And then swing your right foot forward, keeping your knee on the ground, coming into a long hip flexor stretch for me. Well done. So right foot forward, left knee stays back, but really try and get a diagonal line from your left knee to your hip to your shoulders, rather than hinging at the hips and breaking up that line. Good. Well done. From here, bring your right hand onto your right knee. Reach your left arm up. Sorry, I'm going out of the shot now. And take that side stretch over to the right side. That's it. So you get even more of a stretch from your left knee to your left hip, left ribs. Well done. And coming back down to the floor. Bring the hands to the floor, either side of that right foot. Rock back, flexing the toes. If you can't get the hands to the floor, you can bring your hands onto your thighs, pressing into that thigh, but just be careful you don't over pressurize the knee. That's it. Lovely. Well done. Come up to high kneeling once again for me and bring the left leg forward first, bringing your hands inside that left foot and then recreating that diagonal line on the right side now. Right knee to hip to shoulders as best you can. It doesn't have to be a low diagonal. So you can come up nice and high on your fingertips and find that diagonal. Good. Breathing in. Exhaling. Well done. Bring that left hand onto your left knee. Slice your right arm up by your ear and then stretch up and over to the left side so that you stretch out the right side. That's it. Good. So leaning your left elbow onto your knee so that you've got that little bit of balance. Nice. Bring your arms down either side of your foot now. If you want to heel toe it in a little bit closer, you can. Rocking back, sending those toes to the ceiling. You can come up as high or as low as you'd like, trying to keep that flat back. Well done. Lovely, guys. Breathe it in. Exhale. Well done. Swing your leg back round to 4-point kneeling. Tuck your toes underneath. Come through a downward dog to walk your feet to the center of the mat and your hands too. So we're going to go for some roll downs to finish. So half my body will be out of the shot, but you know where I've gone. We inhale. Exhale, roll your way up, bone by bone, dragging the body away from the floor. Well done. Open the arms out to the side. Take an inhale here. Exhale, nod the head, keeping the arms by the ears, rolling forward, just like we did for our roll-ups on the floor. Good. And we look back between the knees, checking our feet are in parallel. We inhale here. Exhale, roll our way up. Stacking our spines on top of our hips, our ribs on top of our hips, shoulders on top of ribs, heads on shoulders. Last time for me, inhale the arms. Exhale up and over. Rolling down, draping the body over the legs. Take your last moment here to inhale. Exhale, roll your way up to standing. Good, you're going to stay standing, but you're going to circle the arms out to the side and up by your ears. Final inhale. Exhale, drop the arms by your sides. And your hour of mindful movement is done, which you all did beautifully. Thank you so much. And then you can get on with New Year celebrations now. And then it's all back to normal on Tuesday, Monday for me, but you know, Tuesday for most of us. Thank you guys. Well done. Thank you for your concentrations and your efforts. And I look forward to seeing you normally next week. Bye, guys. Happy New Year.